You stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the J. Ray's Jerky Pork Mild Twin 75's. My name is James Rollins here with Sim Racing Media, going to bring you all the action today. It is going to be a lot of it. We're doing away with heats today. What we're doing, there was one 25-lap heat race that ran right before we won the broadcast, but now we have twin 75's. Twin 75 races are going to go here at Thompson International Speedway. The 0.5 mile paperclip. It's going to be a blast. Just a tiny bit of banking there at this 0.53, 70-degree temperature, nice and cool. Brought to you, of course, by Ritchie's Ray's Smoked Jerky and Ritchie's Smoking Barbecue. So, round 4, so far so good. We're going to be starting here shortly, but let's go ahead and run through the grid. This is going to be very wrong, so instead I'm just going to go over what is going on. Here we go. Alex Papini going to start up front. Then we have Lavon van der Gest right there in second. Willie Nelson there in third. Jeremy Brigham in fourth. Brody Beyer is going to be in fifth. Corey Rogers in sixth. Kelsey Rogers in 7th, Eric White in 8th, Jared Appel 9th, Garrett Stratoka there in 10th, and we'll get through the rest of them as it comes up, because ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to go racing under the lights here at Thompson Motor Speedway. And we're off to it already. One on the wall of the 23, checking up the group as Alex Papini out front. He's been no stranger to the lead here. Of course, at the twin 75, he's going to have to do it twice, and they're going to invert him, make them work their way through the field. As right now, that 23 just having a hard time with that right front. Caught up there, still damaged, but he's doing the right thing, keeping it out of everybody's way. The first battle for position from the lead is going to be this 51 machine. We saw a lot of the 151, Jared Appel, last time around last week, as we have a ton of issues as the 175 is going to be stuck around. They're going to get rolling before the race gets to him. As I can already tell, guys, there's so much action going on. It is going to be very interesting. As, oh, big checkup back of the field. A lot of vehicles involved in that. Tyler Deshane involved. That's where it seemed to start. Let's take a look. Oh, dives down to the bottom to make a move. Did not know the 09 was going to be there. And then the calamity. We do have a Chinook in the area taking some aerial photographs, and just, it doesn't seem to be a lot of big hits happening. But nonetheless, these drivers are going to be thinking about that, as that's kind of plagued the series and plagued every late model race generally, is these issues of having to be aware where's everybody's at, and these bottlenecks. As here we see he's just trying. This is on board with Brett Edmonds, a little bit farther back. As the issues in front of him, there's just not much you can do there. Very unfortunate. But Alex Papini got off to a good start after the invert. Let's take a look at the results from heat number 1. I believe that's where these guys came from. Heat number 1. Let me go back to the back there. The only drivers to start there, Louis Robinette, who's in 14th position. Dennis Smith in 2nd. Mike Winters in 3rd. Brandy Sargent 4th. Christopher Reardon, Carter Nilsson, Brett Edmonds, Brian Skurkeski, Cole Gudmestad, and Daniel Strong. And then some drivers finishing a little bit later there, because they didn't really need to do anything, was the key. There we go. We're going to restart again here on lap 8 of the Twin 75. We have twins here at Thompson Motor Speedway. Alex Papini going to be leading around with Willie Nelson in 2nd place. Jeremy Brigham there in 3rd. As green flag is out, good restart by Alex Papini. He's going to leave Willie Nelson in the dust. Brody Byer, Jeremy Brigham going to have to figure this thing out in the 56 and the 136 of Kelsey Rogers. 25 trying to get gone. As up front, they've got it figured out, but we're going to take a look a little bit back here in the Hornet's Nest as Louis Robinette is around. Hold the brakes, Louis, hold the brakes. Well, he's going to keep that Bass Pro machine moving, and no further issues. It looks like Dennis Smith Tyler DeShane. Let's take our look. You see how hard these drivers are having to wheel these machines. As I'm sorry, this was from the last accident. Here we go. Lewis. Robinette. Look at that wheel. You can tell there's a lot of damage on that machine already, and he just tries to come in and cannot hold it down. Around he goes, collects one other driver. As that is very unfortunate there. Folks, we are live here on YouTube. Let us know in the comments who you're trying to watch, who you want to see a little bit more of. We like to help out those drivers by showing the fans who they came to see. As we have the 1 to green sign ready. That 28 machine still on top, has been dominant throughout the series as a single file since one lap has not been led. We are racing. Green flag is out. Alex Papini on the way. Willie Nelson behind him. Everyone else lined out and lined up as some drivers trying to make it super low. Look at the red 121 and the 36 of Ty Fredrickson as he bumped up on the restart. Got a lot of positions. 29 in the apron. That's Caleb Adrian. He's going to get out of this thing. He does not want to see what's about to happen as we're watching mid-pack. The 100 of Tristan Swanson battling with the 36 here. 54 of Connor Sutton not too far behind. Brandy Sargent in the 36 battling is a little bit of first battle for position here is going to be Connor Sutton. And the 36 of Ty Fredrickson as Connor is not letting an inch go by, and that is being returned by the 36 on these corner exits. He is covering him high here at Thompson Motor Speedway. Folks, a lot of action going on. Alex Papini, though, is out front. Y'all Pro Sim Winter Heat. He organized this thing. He's getting it together, working for these drivers, and then he comes out here and drives the wheels off of it. As Levon Vondergaard's off track, we're going to see if he's going to be able to join safely. The 23. Going to keep it green. I like it. Let's keep it rocking and rolling here. Thank you, Julie Henricks. Alex Papini, as always. If you don't have anybody you want to cheer for, you might as well cheer for Alex Papini. He's came in, did a heck of a job. As we're going to take a look at the stats here. Let's take a look. At our points. As Alex Papini has absolutely stepped it out. Unfortunately, if you want to watch racing, we can't stick it on Alex Papini because he is gone. He's going to have to work from 10th if he finishes this thing in first. While we're doing that, let's take a look at our qualifying results, where before this show started, let's see where everybody was. Of course, Alex Papini started off in the front position. That's why he is where he is. Then we had Jackson Lewis, Willie Nelson, Levon Van Geest, Brody Byer, Jeremy Bingham, Kelsey Rogers, Corey Rogers, Jared Appel, and Eric White. Top 10. So that kind of paints a picture. But some of these drivers not around anymore. They're going to be having a little bit of issues in the heat, maybe. We run through our top 10. Eric White in that 822 machine sitting in 8th. Jim Swanson 9th. Connor Sutton. Not really much battling going on right now. Some of the broken toys in the back battling with each other. The 171, the 111, that is Randy Sargent and Darren Stratoka. As caution's gonna come out here. Not sure what went on. As it seemed to involve Brody Byer and a quick yellow. Let's see what happened here. Brody Byer on the outside of the 136. Ooh, no quarter given by the 136. Very quick caution on that. Take a look at the 136. That's Kelsey Rogers on the inside and just doesn't give an inch going into that. Let's see from the 136. Let's see what Kelsey saw there. As just a later entry. Nothing crazy there. That was definitely not intentional from that point of view. That was just an issue of driver coming down, but Kelsey Rogers is going to get the EOL. She's going to have to go to get stopped and let everybody by here. Overall, however, Alex Papini does have the most points. Up for. But right now, Alex Papini still has this race well in hand. Willie Nelson in second place. Jeremy Brigham rocking that Ritchie Smoking Barbecue 66, looking very good with the 17 behind him. He's going to shuffle into third place. Now the battle's going to be back for sixth. 25 trying to make his way back up. That's Brody Byer. We know he's done it before. He can get up there if he needs to. The 22 and the 10. The 100 as well. Jared Appel, we saw him a little bit last week. Last week at Iowa. He was around, and then we have another caution right now. What was... Connor Sutton. Let's take a look at the 54. Oh, just gets tad into the 7. Take a look one more time on that 54 machine of Connor Sutton. As you're saying, that was net code. There's some discussion in the chat about this one. That's why we're taking such a good look at it. As, oh, just barely a little tippy tap touch there, but it is what it is. It's where we are. Well, folks, good time now to go to an ad break. You can stick around with us. We'll be right back. All right, we had a restart there, but now we have another issue. This one seemingly involving Carter Nilsson. This is a 33 and the 4. Oh, and got loose and tail whipped the 4. Very unfortunate for Carter Nilsson. Just got a little bit of that booty wiggle. Battling out of 1 and 2. You'll see what I mean. Probably it might have been a little bit because of some contact, but yeah, see that 32 just gets out, barely taps the 4, and right when it gets to that tire, that's when it's going to push it all the way around. as lap 42 of 75. Down here in the J-Rays Jerky Pork Mild 75. Let's get some points out here. As on the right side of your screen there, Alex Papini, of course, on top, 155, 3 rounds down. Jackson Lewis in second. Let's take a look at where Jackson is right now. Currently running 6th, he's second in points. And then a very distant Garrett Strakoka there in third. Jared Appel in fourth, tied with Anthony Donta, who I do not see here today. Haven't talked about him, so I don't know if he's here. As we are about to go green, Alex Papini still has it for the J-Rays Jerky Pork Mild Twin 75s in the first one. Qualified on the pole, showed why he deserves to be there. Willie Nelson's going to be on his outside. Corey Rogers and Eric White there in fourth place. Jeremy Brigham, Jackson Lewis got it going as we are rocking and rolling here. Of course, brought to you by Ritchie's Smokin' Barbecue. That 66 machine. Rocking. That is another caution's going to come out here. This time around, it's going to be if we can find him, Christopher Reardon. What happened, Christopher? These machines just so touchy. 46 gets into the wall, and then a slowdown and a checkup. 23 is going to get into him. And around goes the 46, goes around for a ride. Our Chevrolet Pace truck gets rocking out there pretty quickly. Folks, I appreciate everybody that is watching right now here live. If you're watching live here, I know there's we're competing. Apparently there's some kind of sports event going on right now. I don't know. I just work here. But we appreciate you staying with us and watching these drivers come out here in the All Pro Sim Winter Heat Series. Of course, All Pro Sim, they are a league. You can get a hold of them. They do run. A lot of these drivers race in the real world. They race out there IRL. And then in the winter, we put the cars in the shops, do whatever they got to do, winterize, and they get on the sim, crank that sucker up, and get rocking and rolling here on iRacing. If you want to help them out, one thing you can do is hit that like button. What that does is it boosts the YouTube algorithm and tells them, hey, people are watching this thing. You can also comment in the comment section, hey, who you are trying to see some more of. I know Jeremy Bingham got one. I don't know why I want to always call him Brigham. I do apologize, but Jeremy's here. Did say that name earlier, I believe. They're in 6th position. Talked about it a little bit earlier, but that's that Ritchie's Smokin' Barbecue machine. And let me tell you something, if you are in the area, Ritchie's Smokin' Barbecue in Machesney Park, Illinois, head over, and they're worth the drive. If you're within the tri-state area, head over there to 7828 North 2nd Street, Machesney Park, Illinois. It is an absolutely fantastic looking joint, especially if you're down there. Hit these guys up. It is a absolutely great place to be. Get some good southern barbecue up there north. I know it's hard to find, so Ritchie's Smokin' Barbecue, they can take care of you. I know if I'm going to be up there for the Chicagoland race, or if I'm in Rockford visiting family, I'm going to hit them up to get some of that down-home smoked barbecue taste. Single file, here we go. Alex Papini gonna get him going. Willie Nelson, he's been behind him the whole time. Always a bridesmaid this race. He's content as long as he can stay out of the issues. But here comes a very quick driver, Eric White, and then the 7 of Jackson Lewis. Jackson's not come from too far behind to make this happen. As he's had to fight and claw his way through here. See the results of heat number 1. Keep an eye on some of these drivers that are going to be on the top of this list. Lewis Robinette is already out. Unfortunately, he's had issues. Dennis Smith is out. Mike Winters, Randy Sargent, they're back there. But Mike Winters is one who I know is getting up there in the 15 machine. And then Brent Edmonds, another driver who had to go through the heat, had to go through the alphabet soup, and now they're here battling each other yet again. Up front, battle for 4th, Eric White, Corey Rogers, Jackson Lewis. We go on board. Probably shouldn't know, that was a terrible camera angle. Do apologize for that. There's just a lot of drivers up here plugging away laps. 20 laps to go. Of course, this is just the appetizer. This is part 1 of 2. Twins 75. Oh, is it? We're watching it. The 36 and the 36 and the 136. That was a confusing incident. Getting into it. They're still wrecking. He still hasn't sorted it out. There he goes around the 36. He's going to start a chain reaction that's going to take Brett Edmonds, Carter Nilsson, and Levon Vondergeest. They're all going to have issues. And let me tell you something, folks. This was the 36 on the 136 on the 036. That's where this started. Take a look. See, here it is. So the 36 and the 136 are up here battling. It goes a little bit farther than this, but this is the back end of it. And Ty Frederick gets the worst of it. But I want to go back to where that started because that was a very, very interesting circumstance. All right, here we go. So watch that 36 machine. Not that 36 machine. There we go. So it gets into the corner, goes high into the 136, comes back down. The 177 tries to get around. He's going to fishtail in front and then just calamity from there. Everybody trying to avoid. Unfortunately, I think I want to see here Brent Edmonds. This was his view of this whole incident. Already damaged, just trying to finish this race. And then unfortunately, bam. Oh, and here's another layer to this. The two cars that got together, the 77 and the 177. Issues upon issues here. 14 laps left to go at the first part of this thing. Eric White is up there in third. Base lights are on. We're gonna get a talk with Eric White here in a little bit. So Alex Papini here, Willie Nelson, they've done this race before. Can Alex keep getting these jumps? That's going to be the question. Right now, Willie Nelson has nothing for him. If anything, he's playing the smart route. He's getting down. There's a little bit of vanishing act there. There he goes. Alex Papini's back on board with us. But here he's going to try. This is the best opportunity he's had. The 25. Jackson Lewis. He's here trying to make a statement. Another caution is out there. They are not going to they do not want to let this thing finish. I'm not even sure. Mike Winters, the 75, is part of the issue. When this happened, it's about the restart. Oh, gets into the wall and gets crunched by the set 23. 23 of Leon Vandergest. So I tell you what, Eric White's in this 22 machine. I'm gonna bring him up. Eric, this is James from the broadcast. Do you got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Hey, I am doing well. Tell me about what's going on in the car. What's it like up front playing the start and go?
I mean, it's good for the most part. I'm starting to get a little bit tight. I'm really just trying to hang on to either 4th or 6th and try and plan my invert for the next race. I know I'm not fast enough for these guys right now. So I'm just hoping I can keep the car together, finish in a decent spot, and give it a good go on the next 75.
Absolutely. Are you learning anything as far as how these tires are handling, how they're heating up, cooling down, etc., or are they just not giving you enough time?
It's tough with all the restarts. We had one good run there, and I figured a couple things out to help me out for the next race. For the most part, you just really got to be easy on the wheel and try and keep the right front on the car.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to let you go, Eric. Good luck moving forward. Good luck catching it as we've got a car in the wall behind you. We'll see if they go green this time around, but hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of it.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
You're very welcome. So that was Eric White, currently in 4th place. We saw in the back Levon Vondergast. Something happened there. Let's see what we can see here. Where's this little incident? Oh, is the throttle sticks on Levon? What the? As my daughter would say, what the hey hey? I don't know if his throttle stuck or what. Maybe a little bit of equipment failure by Levon. So green flag is out here. Alex Papini has the button, still gonna get gone. But that flag saved Willie Nelson. He is no longer under assault from the 7 of Jackson Lewis. But we just talked to Eric White in the 22 machine. He's given us the kind of the playbook a little bit. Because of the 10-man invert, he wants to find himself around here because he knows he doesn't want to have to get through everybody for the next race. They are doing double points, so every race here is going to matter. Every position's going to matter for these drivers. So the points from the first 75 are their own, and the second 75 as well. There's a couple different accents here. Somebody's still on their route. That's Caleb Adrian, went along for the ride. Connor Sutton involved in an accident. Let's take a look. 136 gives the 29 the bump. Oh, and then just a little bit of a pop there. He goes on his lid, but a little bit farther back, Randy Sargent also had issues. Connor Sutton. Here's a 33 and the 54, trying to pass for position, and then loses it, drifts up. Double tap. First while that's happening, Adrian's on his roof. Guys, who are we cheering for? Tell me in the chat. I'll make sure and get their names out. We have 3 laps left to go. This is going to be the first and only attempt at a green-white checkered. What that means is these drivers are going to take the green flag. Then if they take the next flag gonna end it. Whatever happens after that happens. So after this is gonna be the final laps for the J-Rays Jerky Pork Mild Twin 75, the first one. Then, if you haven't guessed it from the name, we're gonna turn around. We're gonna do one more twin race for you. Gonna take a 5-minute break. Come back to it. J-Rays Jerky, you can go on there. One of the really cool things I saw about J-Rays Jerky is if you want some jerky for your event, your sponsor, whatever you've got a small business and you want to put your logo on some jerky to hand out. If you're at a trade show or something, everybody hands out pens or stress balls or all that lame stuff, but you know what nobody is doing right now? Handing out beef jerky. If you go to their website, these guys can take care of you. They can set up your logo, name it whatever you want to name for the jerky, and then give it to you by the batch so that you can go to your next trade event and make a lasting impact on the people you want to see your company. Papini here seems to be the crowd favorite. Kenny Storkson said, thought there was no jumping the start. 28 is a pro at it. Well, he is the leader. I don't know what the exact rules are, but generally the leader has the button. Once that pace truck is off, he is allowed to fire. Of course, I'm not aware of the exact rules for the All-Pro Sim Winter Heat Series, but I do know for a fact that once that pace truck is down, that leader has the button, so to speak. To be the best, to be in that position, you got to beat the best. So that's all I can say here is these late model guys: Alex Papini, Willie Nelson, Jackson Lewis, Eric White, and here they go, green flag out. Off to another great start. Bottled up in the mid-pack. We're going to watch them for a little bit. As the double O is around, that's going to be the race. These guys in the back better figure it out. Field is going to be wherever, still wrecking. That's going to do it. Alex Papini going to go. Gonna get the dub. It's gonna be Alex Papini, Jackson Lewis, and Willie Nelson. They're gonna win under caution here for the first 75 of the twin 75. As they cross the line, 1, 2, 3, Jackson Lewis, Willie Nelson, Corey Rogers, Eric White, Jeremy Brigham, Grayson Bennett, Stock Gardner in 8th, Kelsey Rogers in 9th, Carter Nielsen in 10th, Garrett Stotoka They're in 11th. Jaden Dahlberg 12th. Ty Frederickson 13th. Brett Edmonds 14th. 15th Tristan Swanson. Then we have Connor Sutton, Mike Winters, and Randy Sargent. Results of that main up for you. So now what's going to happen is they're going to invert the field here. They're going to take a quick break. We are also going to take a quick break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, the wreck-it! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
All right, we are back getting ready for the final twin in the Twin 75s, and I've got with me the as Tony Trapasso likes to have the chief cook and bottle washer, Mr. Alex Papini here for the All Pro Sim Winter Heat Series. Alex, congratulations on the win, first of all.
Yeah, thank you very much. I feel like it's been a few races coming, so you know, where I'm from, the fast guys don't start in the front. So I'll take what I can get from the front row. But yeah, it was a good race. I mean, I'd like to have to pass a few guys, but
Well, absolutely. You're going to have your opportunity here for sure. Starting in 10th place after the invert, what's the plan to get to the front?
actually, our feature winners, just like they do up north, our feature winners start dead last. Jackson
Ooh.
Lewis is he set the freaking bar, man. The last 2 weeks, starting from dead last. I don't know. I'm going to be able to do what he did. I just hope to miss the wrecks here. So it's going to be like in an old enduro series race starting back here. I'm afraid, but I want to thank Ritchie Smoking Barbecue, J Ray's Jerky, and Baja John Alverson for helping put this on. If you're in the Rockford Speedway area and you do not go to Ritchie's Smoking Barbecue, that's on you.
What's
you're
wrong
dumb.
with you, right? Oh, if you're up there in
Oh
Chicago,
my
I'm
God.
sure there's not a lot of barbecue places to go. And
It is.
I
I also want to dedicate this to the to Jimmy Weber, who passed away a few years back. Jim Weber was a Arco Series champion, 2-time Arco Series champion, and is good buddies with my dad. I grew up watching Jimmy Weber, and that is the paint scheme I'm running. I'm guys that know me by 39, and we're running the 28 for Jimmy for this series as a throwback. So I want to dedicate that win to him. I've been waiting to do it the whole season so far, and we're going to try to get him another one here from the trunk. We're going to do what we can here. I appreciate Sim Racing Media for all you guys do, and filling in a lot of dead time for when we all crash. So thank you guys all very much, and thank you everyone for watching.
Absolutely. That was Alex Papini. Well, Alex, man, again, congratulations on the win. Hopefully we're going to run them back to back, but I'm sure I'll be talking to you at some point in the future, sir.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's going to do it for us. They're about to get started here. Because of the invert, I'm going to go ahead and run through your grid. Of course, up front, we have Carter Nielsen in that 4 car. Kelsey Rogers is going to be outside in the 136. Row number 2 is going to be the 13 of Scott Gardner and Brayson Bidden. Then we have Jeremy oh my gosh. If you're a fan of Jeremy Bingham, you need to just slap me. Come to my house and make it happen, because I do apologize. I ruin his name just about every time. But do appreciate that. Eric White there in 6th. Then we have Corey Rogers and Willie Nelson. Jackson Lewis is going to be starting 9th and gridded at 10th, but going to the back is going to be Alex Papini. And we have Jaden Dahlberg and outside row number 6. Row number 7 is going to be Ty Fredrickson and Brent Edmonds. Then we have Tristan Swanson and Connor Sutton. Garrett Stratoka and Mike Winters. Mike Winters and Borger Beyer there. Then we have Jared Appel and Randy Sargent. Christopher Reardon's going to be in that 21 position with Caleb Adrian on his outside. Tyler Deshane and Levon Van Geest in row number 12. Then we have Luis Robinette, Dennis Smith, and a couple other drivers that were unable to make it. So Alex Papini is going to be starting there at that 24th position. Did last. George Bingham. I apologize that I keep messing up Eric's name. Or, no, boy, I just did it again. Jeremy Bingham. Let's take a look at that beautiful car that Jeremy's got. as a consolation for me messing up his name all the time. He's got that Ritchie Smokin' Barbecue decal on the front, looking absolutely gorgeous. Repping the sponsors, do appreciate them. So on the first start, to clarify, I did give some clarification here. The first restart is on the green. Oh, so as... Oh. As we were talking about it, first one went on the green, so if we're talking about jump starts, I just work here. So there we go. That is a jump. So at the beginning of the race, it's going to go on the green, and Carter Nilsson definitely did not do that. So let's take a look at this restart from... Here we go. So the first green flag, they are obligated to go when the green flag comes out. And it is not there. Now, and here's another deal about Carter Nilsson. This is a 12-year-old kid driving this thing, and he's driving the heck out of it. Driving faster than anybody else. Than, what was there, 43 drivers that showed up, and he got 10th last time around. So Carter Nilsson learning to drive these things, making mistakes, it happens. But bravo for getting out there and in that position. Hey, it happens. It absolutely happens. So, why those... Jeremy's paint scheme is that of Steve Carlson, a former art co-champion. So that leader in the beginning of the race has to go on the green flag. Every subsequent restart, including right now, that leader can go whenever the pace truck leaves the racing service. And why that looks like it does, and Kenny, I agree, why that looks like it's such a big jump, it's not because he's actually getting a big jump. That's how important those seconds, those milliseconds are to be able to get on the gas, and the reaction time on that outside line. It's just, these cars are so peppy. So short and squatted, they are able to just get really far out there in a millisecond, making it look a lot easier than it actually is to get these things going. As Kelsey Rogers now going to be in the front of the track. We're going to be single file because a lap did not, maybe they did create a lap. Let's see when the yellow flag went. Nope. So because they did not complete a lap, they're going to do a single file restart here. And Meth Pimp, I love that name. The lap counter is counting without actually taking the green because iRacing does not know the difference. So what iRacing is going to say is they're going to act like that was a restart. You cannot restart the race, so to speak, on iRacing. The only way to adjudicate that is to send the offender, Carter Nilsson, to the rear of the field and act as if the race has started. That is just an unfortunate way that iRacing works. That's the math that goes into it. If you make it too complicated, it'll get messed up. So there we go. The 136 going to go right after that truck leaves the racing surface. Scott Gardner, Brayson Bennett, Eric White, Jeremy Bingham in that 5 machine. Willie Nelson there in 6th. Corey Rogers in 7th. But what we're really going to look forward to seeing is this 28 machine. Alex Papini won the first feature of the night, the first 75. Now he's got to make it through the entire field on his way as the 46 gets into the wall. Caution is out. That's the 46 of Christopher Reardon. Just lost the car. Little bit of skip and then an overcorrect right into that wall. Very unfortunate there. And I will say this, the admin here is lightning fast with these yellow flags, so kudos to the admin of this league. I appreciate you. I know everybody has a lot to say about admins. It's kind of like an official, any type of official. You're there for a purpose, and you're there to keep the drivers in check, and the drivers don't like that, but the broadcasters, we love you. So we appreciate all the admins of this league here at the All-Pro Sim Winter Heat Series. Appreciate the heck out of those admins. The admin team here. Here we go, 136, boom, it raised the racing surface, and we are going. Kelsey Rogers going to get rocking. Scott Gardner, Eric White, Grayson Bennett, Willie Nelson up 3 positions so far. Jaden Dahlberg up 5 from his start. There we go, Jason Dahlberg getting in the wall. Huge damage on the 36 machine, comes down in front with a lot of drivers around him. He's going to have to limp that thing around as we're 3 wide. 3 wide for second place. The 13, the 22, the 05, and the 25 of Willie Nelson. Here comes the 7 of Jackson Lewis as well. As the 09 drifting up. This is your battle for third, ladies and gentlemen. 25 trying to get back up there. Jackson Lewis finished second last time around. Going to have to be working his way through the field. On that ticker, keep an eye on the 28. It's coming around right now on the ticker. Oh. Jeremy Bingham. Involved with Ty Fredrickson and Jared Appel. As they were 3 wide here. I think Jeremy was just in the bad place at the wrong place at the wrong time. As they're just bumper cars right there, 3 wide. Just 3 cars that did not enjoy being where they were. So with the admin, if they had issues with jumping the start too much, they should be unbiased. They did. So the only person that ever jumped the start there, let's be clear, was Carter Nilsson, and he's learning. It happens, and he was put to the rear of the field. So the restart, and this is right with, this is true with all, generally all the racing we cover. That's why on the restart, the leader is allowed to go whenever they want to on these short tracks, right when that pace truck leaves the field. The reason they do that is because in real life, there's generally not a pace car. So these guys, it's all based on the leader on the final way around. But because iRacing has the pace car, that's how they kind of adjudicate that, is during the race. After the initial restart, after the initial start, the leader has the leader is the one who chooses it. That's why they get such a good advantage. They do get an advantage, but they earned it by being up front. And the only reason Carter Nilsson was penalized is because on the very first restart, folks, that one goes on the flagman. unbiased start in the beginning. After that, yeah, it's biased as heck. That leader gets to do whatever he wants to because he made it there. He or she drove the car, made it the fastest car in qualifying, made it the fastest car in the heat. So they get to make the rules as far as where they start and when they go. As we'll see here for Kelsey Rogers. And let's see kind of here's what I want to do. Let's go on board and we're going to listen in on Eric White and see just how close promise we'll do that again a little bit farther. Issues. Here's this restart. Huge incident involving the 87. That was very unfortunate for Brayson Bennett. And a couple other drivers involved in that one. As we are on lap 25 of 75 of the twin 75. So the second race of the night here at Thompson Motor Speedway. Appreciate you sticking around. Be sure and hit that like button. Not for me, not for my sultry voice, but for the sponsors such as Ritchie Smoking Barbecue. Can we do a flip of it? Heck yeah, we can do a flip. Who flipped last time? Let me get back to it. I'll do an in-carb flip. Who flipped? Just get the number here. 90. 09. Grayson Bennett. He flipped. Yeah, let's get in the cockpit view there. Just for you, Meth Pimp. Just pinched. Ends up on his lid and able to turn around, get her righted. But we're green here. Kelsey Rogers still has the button. Eric White in second. Jackson Lewis in third. Alex Papini just to put down the fastest lap of the race, 20.45, so he's well on his way. We're going to be keeping an eye on the 28 as he works through the field. Battle for position though, Jackson Lewis and Eric White. This is battle for second with the 17 of Corey Rogers. in the mix as well. As another caution is out. We're going to take a quick break for this one, folks. See what happened with Tyler Deshane. With the other Ritchie Smoking Barbecue 08 machine. That one happened before 25 of Brody Bider. On board, Brody Byer. 177 gets involved. Well, we're going to go to an ad. We'll be right back.
Drive.
All right, we're back here. Oh, big checkup on the restart. Kelsey Rogers not getting the advantage here. That's going to give Jackson Lewis the advantage to have an opportunity on the left, on the outside. The stars aligned. He's able to get a run. They're going to come right back into a battle for the lead here. If they're going to let him race up front, the mid-pack lets him race, which there we go. The 22 of Eric White gets to the wall. We're going to have a caution. Oh, no, they're going to keep it green. Kelsey Rogers, Jackson Lewis, they're going to keep it green. Alex Papini's made his way back up to 6th place. It's not about who's right, it's about who's left as they're 3 wide in the back. Alex Papini back up to 6th place. He's going to work on the inside of the 100 of Tristan Swanson. Up front, Kelsey Rogers has got Jackson Lewis in front of him, or behind him. Gonna have to do some work in here to see. Fix this camera real quick. They're on the dash. Through second place, Jackson Lewis. We're on board as he's trying to make a move. They've got plenty of room behind him, but Alex Papini's fighting his way through. See what he can do to the 136 here. As Brayson Bennett is the one in the 9 machine. Just a incidental contact between the 09 and the 8. 09, Brayson Bennett having a rough race. Extracurriculars going on right now. The race is up. Let me Josh Nelms, Discord. Jaden Dahlberg. That 36 is looking a little rough. Very unfortunate there. Luckily, he's not the only one. Some of these cars looking very beat up. There we go, Kelsey Rogers off to the start. Jackson Lewis, second place. Willie Nelson, Tristan Swanson, Corey Rogers, and then Alex Papini gonna be trying to work his way through. As what a run, as caution is out. They are not gonna let these guys up front finish this race. There we go, 54 gets the 11. All right, back. Go ahead and show those points back up. This is how everybody's faring. This is notwithstanding the first 75. So these have changed a little bit. Alex Pavini got a little bit of a bigger lead, but Jackson Lewis has 2 wins. Garrett Toga in 3rd there. Right now, Kelsey Rogers has a way to go, 23rd there. As we're off to the races, Kelsey Rogers, Jackson Lewis gets rocking and rolling on the inside. Going to be trying to make a move here into 1 and 2 because he's got to do it quickly. Got to make a move on that leader while you have the advantage of trying to come up with the draft a little bit. But if you let it ride out and you let Kelsey get into a groove, not going to be good. Right now, only 15 drivers left on the track for the Twin 75. Lots of damage has been done to some of these cars in the back, and now it's kind of waded through. But talk about wading through. Alex Papini is absolutely coming back through a very dangerous minefield. He's going to make it through. In the chat, DeBulge says, I think 33 has one coming for not being able to hit the brake when there's a yellow. Now, if we're calling out numbers for that, get out a pen and paper. Late models, the brakes don't work as well as you think they do, apparently. But it happens. Big field, especially on these short tracks, you got to make those decisions very quickly. Hard to find the brake and jab on it. We were looking at the back, now we're going to go back to 3rd. As Alex Papini getting to the inside of Tristan Swanson. These tires, they're having trouble. These called a these cycles, these heat cycles is what they're called. So when these tires, every time they have a caution, they get going, these tires get to get warmed up and then they get cooled right back down, and that is not good for the tires at all. So these tires are possibly wearing a little bit more than they would if it was just a green flag run we're seeing. Caleb Adrian working on Randy Sargent. This is for 9th position, gonna fall back. Live to fight another day. Kelsey Rogers has not been able to get the 7 of Jackson Lewis off of him. Tell you what though, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn it up. I'm going to turn my stuff up. You do the same. We'll be right back. we're on board here with Jackson Lewis, seeing just how hard he has to work to go into the cockpit. Trying to follow that 136, trying to find a way to get around. You don't want to use the bumper this early and turn him. That's just not good sportsmanship. But I tell you what, he's working that wheel. Those tires are squealing. But there's another battle you guys might be interested in. Alex Papini working on the 17. Trying to make his way back up for a good points night. Tell you what though, if you didn't make the feature in this Twin 75's, you got some work cut out for you, as this points kind of doubled. Bad night turned worse. Here's the 77 Mike Winters. He's in a 4-way battle for 11th. 10 laps to go. The second J-Ray's Jerky Pork Mild Twin 75, almost done. Of course, brought to you by Ritchie Smokin' Barbecue. Appreciate the sponsors. If you want to appreciate the sponsors, hit that like button. That's one way you can do that. Get these guys out in front of more folks. These guys and gals over at Ritchie's Smokin' Barbecue, J-Ray's Jerky. That respect for whoever got out of the way. That was Jeremy Bingham. That is mad respect. Jackson Lewis does not want, he wants to get a win in today. Already got 3 on the season, or 2 on the season. This would make 3. It'd be a heck of a point size. He works to the inside of the 136. Got to make it stick on those hot tires. Is unable to do so, but he let the 136 know that he's there. As we're rocking here, 7 laps left to go in the Pork Mild Twin 75. Take 2. Jackson Lewis, Kelsey Rogers up front, working into lap traffic. Caution's gonna come out. Caution is out. Looks like the 25 involved. That car is ruined. I'm trying to get eyes. There it is. Brody Byer. That car is ruined. What happened to Brody Byer? Get my instant replay up. .25 crab walking after an incident as they're battling, looks to be battling here. We saw this issue. 5 drivers looking for 1 spot. I think this was a battle for 11th. The 2 get together. 77 gets the hook and then the hard kick into the axle. He's still out there. Crab walking here. They're going to be giving him the black flag with the white. They're the black flag with the orange circle there. Cole Gudmestad in the chat. Hate it for you that you were not able to make the feature here. So important on these Twin 75s. We were looking for you, and then just, again, man, hate it for you that we weren't able to be in the feature. But Brody Byers sure in here, and he is making that thing get low. Because I don't, I'm not a mechanic, but I don't think that 25 is right. That boy ain't right, that 25. He's gonna try and do it though. He's gonna try and stay in. As the 13 tries to help him out. 13 just was helping him out, that's all he was doing. As pace lights are off, they're going to be side by side. Jackson Lewis and Kelsey Rogers. Hate to hear it, Cole. Hopefully we'll see you next week. They're going to be side by side, door to door, going into 3 and 4 as Kelsey Rogers going to have the restart. Only 3 laps left to go. Not going to be a green-white checkered. This is an organic 2 to go as Kelsey Rogers and Jackson Lewis get it rocking. Alex Papini's up top in row number 2 as the 7 gets a little bit high into the wall. He's going to have to get checked up. The 28 going to put him in the bumper. Saved. Jackson Lewis gets saved. Take a look. Here's the restart. So here's the caution. So the win, I believe, so the caution flag froze the field. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, folks. And then that finished it. So that finished the race. Kelsey Rogers is your winner. Yeah, Kenny, I have that in my ear too, and it is not happy. A lot of drivers, but it happens. Kelsey Rogers, though, is going to come away your winner here. Unlikely winner, but led a lot of laps. So we got Jackson Lewis in third. Willie Nelson there in second. Papini Papini wasn't even involved, but I'm reading that number from the chat. And then Kelsey Rogers wins the race. But first, let's go from third up to first while we wait for Kelsey Rogers. We got J.D. Lewis in the booth. Jackson, what a finish, man.
Yeah, we should have got 2 more spots there, I think, if Kelsey didn't want to run me up to the fourth groove there. Kind of a sadly way to win a race, but is what it is.
Yeah, watch the restart there, and from the blimp, it's just so hard to tell. I know on the outside that was the best chance you had there at the end, but talk us about the race and what it kind of took. He looked just to be cleared, and then it was so close. But Jackson, I know 2 wins, a great points night for you. Second in the first heat, third here. How important are those points on the season rather than unable to get that third win?
It's really important. This place is really tough to pass. I was really, really happy with finishing second there in that first feature. Just come from the back like that at a place like this, it's really tough to do. Alex did the same thing, and hats off to him. He ran a great race to get back up there, and I was just happy to finish where I was, and I was content running second there. And that other one, I had a 0x and a couple more bonus points there, and then I ran on the inside of Kelsey. I don't know how many times I ran him clean for 50 odd laps, and then when I got on the outside of him, he wants to enter like I was never there and just booted me up to the flat. But is what it is. Race him next week like how he races me, which won't be very nice. So we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons we race leagues, right? We get to race like the real thing and see everybody next week, and those actions have consequences for everybody. But Jackson, again, man, congratulations on the good night. I know it was a long one. Stick it in, get third. Tell us about what you're looking forward to. Who you got on the car and who you want to shout out today?
First of all, I want to thank all the admins today. This was a lot of headaches for them. They did a very good job with everything that was happening. Justin up in the box, he was doing a great job making calls, and Alex running everything. It was a great job by them with how much of a headache this race was with how the format just ended up being with how iRacing formatted it. But I just got to thank Legends Direct on my car. Any Legend parts, go to Legends Direct. They're the guys. They'll help you out with any R&D, anything. Legends Direct is where it's at. Oxborough Enterprises. He helps me out a bunch, helped me on my race cars and everything like that. I can't thank him enough. And for all my real life stuff, and then for the virtual stuff, RKM Setup Shop, they do a great job with everything that we got. Super fast setups week in and week out. Hop in Discord if you're struggling with a line or anything with just racing in general. Kuhn will help you out. I'll help you out. Anybody will help you out. We're a great community over there, and it's an awesome community to be a part of.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on the third place finish and the second place finish as well tonight. Best average out of all the drivers. So hopefully we'll be. Go ahead.
I do want to say one more thing. I want to thank Ritchie Ray's Barbecue for putting this all, or Ritchie Smoking Barbecue, sorry, and J Ray's Jerky for all they do for helping this get put on. I have a lot of fun every Monday coming out here and hanging out with all the guys from around where I am from, talking to them, shooting it up with all of them. It's an awesome time to be a part of it. And thank you for doing all the broadcast stuff. You do a great job. I watch it every week.
Absolutely, Jackson. Well, I appreciate the kind words. Hopefully we'll talk to you again next week, sir.
Yep. Hope to see you soon.
All right, so that's going to do it for that. But we got Willie Nelson in second position, that 25 machine. Willie, I'm talking to you again for the second week in a row. How's it feel?
It feels pretty good.
Well, I'm glad to have you. I know in the first, let me see where you finished in the first main. Again, third and a second place finish for you. So a really good points night. How important is that moving forward?
Pretty important, especially starting off the season with 2 DNFs to rake up 3 podium finishes in a row. I think it's shaping up pretty good for the points, especially with that drop race with NFX. So, I mean, in technicality, hopefully at the end of the year, I'm only looking at 1 DNF, but looking pretty good for the rest of the year so far, season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As we're about almost to the midway point, that 25 Frings chassis machine is looking absolutely gorgeous. Tell me who you got on the car and who you want to shout out.
Oh, well, it's a throwback scheme. So, I mean, I don't really know who to shout out besides my actual sponsors in real life. I mean, Ray Braden over at CDI in Spring Grove, Illinois. He's been helping out my real racing program a lot. MA Lawn Care is part of my family over there with Matt Arnold and their family, Dan Brickner, and all those guys. They supported me racing this year, and just a ton of guys like Magnuson, those guys helping out. James and Katie Swan with JK Macco Tools. Just all those guys helping out in the real world. So I guess that applies to the virtual world too. But Larry Deachin, shout out to him, right?
Yes, well, yeah, no, absolutely. I remember that as the throwback, but yeah, the real life race car. We're gonna have to get some pictures of that in the Discord so I can throw it up. I know a lot of you guys race IRL, so we'll definitely get that done. But Willie, again, man, congratulations on the third and second place finish. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again next week, sir.
Yeah, I'll probably do a paint scheme change and probably get the real one out there too. But yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
Very welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. We could not get Kelsey Rogers in here. I'm not sure where they are on the Discord, but hopefully we'll make a note, talk to him next week. But good win by the 136. As always, we appreciate you guys and gals watching at home. Let's take a look at the results. Get them up here. Alex Papini won the B main. We don't care about the B main. We're going to talk about the feature. Kelsey Rogers is going to take it home. Willie Nelson in second. Jackson Lewis in third. Corey Rogers in fourth. Brayson Bennett in fifth. Alex Pipini in sixth. Tristan Swanson in seventh. Tyler Deshane in eighth. Ninth, Garrett Startoka and Caleb Adrian in 10th. Mike Winters is in 11th. Dennis Smith 12th. Brett Emmons 13th. Randy Sargent 14th. Jeremy Bingham in 15th. Jaden Dahlberg 16th. Brody Byer 17th. Scott Gardner in 18th. Then we have Connor Sutton, Eric White, Ty Fredrickson in 21st, Jared Appel, Carter Nilsson, Christopher Reardon, and that is going to be the last driver that finished or started this race is Christopher Reardon. Everybody else was unable to make the feature. But we appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, for keep sticking around. Thanks for all the kind words. Do appreciate all that. We're going to go ahead and let you guys go. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, we'll talk to you next week.